Hi! Today I want to talk about why you need to embrace feeling uncomfortable. We're living in a time when the whole world feels uncomfortable, like putting on real pants after 6 months of working from home during a pandemic uncomfortable. However, just as wearing pants is important for preventing a public indecency charge, so is embracing your feeling of discomfort, regardless of what triggered it. So feelings provide lessons for us to learn, and I believe this with my whole heart, which is why I create Feelings Out of Fiber and talk so much about the importance of detaching from the feeling to observe what it has to teach you. And embracing the uncomfortable offers you the opportunity to learn if you're willing to face it. So when you feel uncomfortable, let's say trapped in a job you don't like, lonely after all these months of forced isolation in your home due to COVID, or just from the simple act of wearing a mask, it's natural to wish someone would come along and, if not straight up rescue you, at least put an end to all the nonsense. Unfortunately, it's rare for discomfort to magically disappear, even if you should be so lucky for it to go poof. If you haven't taken a good long look at what the uncomfortable feeling is trying to teach you before it goes away, you're setting yourself up for increased discomfort in the future when something that reminds you of where you are now triggers its return. So I spent a good portion of my corporate career feeling uncomfortable because I had a fair amount of imposter syndrome. And that discomfort became such a part of me, it began to feel normal. And in fact, I got to the point where I thought feeling uncomfortable was a natural byproduct of being an adult. And then one day things changed. I don't recall what did it, but I realized I didn't have to feel uncomfortable and could instead embrace the discomfort and learn from it. As a result, I returned to making my art after many years away from the sewing machine, eventually finding my voice with my feelings work. And this provided a much needed release from the pressures of corporate work, and I found myself happier for it. The lesson my uncomfortable feeling was delivering was a push to express my innate creativity, which I couldn't really do in my day job. And creativity is a huge value for me, and the suppression of that value is what had ultimately created such discomfort. So it's your turn. Your discomfort's trying to get your attention too. And the lesson it carries is as unique as you are. It may be a push to change, a mirror to reflect, a reminder to return to your values. The longer you continue to ignore how uncomfortable you feel, or conversely bitch about it, the more difficult it becomes to discover what feeling uncomfortable is trying to teach you. Failing to embrace the pain hurts more than facing it head on. So I challenge you to embrace feeling uncomfortable. Sit with the feeling to examine it. Ask the feeling what it wants you to learn. I promise you there'll be an answer. So to sum up, embracing feeling uncomfortable is important, regardless of what triggered the feeling in you. Every feeling has something to teach you, and the longer you ignore the lesson, the more difficult it is to learn. So sit with the feeling, speak to it, and most importantly, listen for the answer. If you need some support around embracing feeling uncomfortable, drop a comment below or send me an email at hilaryclarkstudios@gmail.com. There's one L in Hilary, and we'll set up time to chat. In terms of my art, if you're ready for a private virtual showing of my art, drop me a comment saying, hey, I want to see your art. If you want to discuss commissioning me to make a textured fiber painting that's unique and special, one of a kind, just for you or somebody you love, same thing, drop a comment below, say, hey, I want to talk about commissioning, and I'll get in touch. And then lastly, if you enjoyed what you heard today or you found it helpful, please think of the one person you know who would benefit and send it to them too. All right? Thanks. Take care. That's all I got for this week, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye. Peace and love.